Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Discovering Shari. So you're probably like, Shari, I recognize this outfit. So before I get into why I'm still wearing the same exact outfit, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to turn on those notifications so that you do not miss any of my videos that I post every Monday at 9 a.m. So you're saying, Shari, why the heck do you have on the exact same outfit as one of your latter videos? Here is the reason why. In that video, I talked about wanting to do more videos on real estate related items. And as I was filming the video, I decided, well, heck, since I announced that we were building our home, I've had a few people already reach out to me and asking me questions on how do they buy a home. And I thought, why don't I just come up here and talk about at least one or two of my tips? And that way I'm killing two birds with one stone. It's fresh on my mind and I know that I'm helping you guys out. So here we go. Oh, before we move forward, if you want to know some of the things that you should do prior to starting your search, make sure that you click this link right here. I did a video years ago where I talked about things you should do prior to starting your home search. But I want to kind of do a refresher and really revamp that series. So let's get into it. Y'all, here are the two most important things when you're trying to buy a home. You need money to buy a home. You need money to buy a home. You hear all this stuff like, oh, you don't need any money to buy a home. They should reframe it as you don't need as much money as you may think to buy a home, but you need some, okay? The reality is there are a lot of different programs out there depending on which city you're in or if you're in a county. Like they have different city programs. Like if you stay in your home for 15 years, you know, you don't have to put a down payment down. Or another one is if you're gonna be buying in a more rural area, there are different loans that will pay your down payment. And so those are things to definitely look into. But the reality is, in order to purchase a home, you're gonna need some type of money available to you right then and there. Here's the reason why. First, if you live in the state of North Carolina, homes are going super duper duper fast. Like my friend sold her home within hours of it being listed. Matter of fact, she had offers in the first hour of it being listed. That's how fast homes are going. When we sold our home within a week of it going live. So you guys, homes are going fast. When you're filling out a contract, even if you're getting a loan, even though you've been approved for a loan that's saying, hey, I'm gonna pay your down payment, you're thinking, oh, I don't really need too much to bring in because I don't have to bring any down payment. But people don't think, oh, well, I need to bring in some earnest money, which is a deposit that you give the seller saying, hey, hold this home for me, and because I want it and I want some time to look into the home to see if it's really what I want. And if I back out between a certain period of time, you're gonna give me that deposit back. But say I wait up until the time of closing and then I decide I don't want the house anymore, you get to keep that. And then also there's what's called a due diligence fee. So that time period, which you get to do whatever you want in the house, but you have the ability to back out of the house, that time period is called due diligence. And so it is a fee. It is what you're giving the seller. And you're saying, hey, Mr. Seller or Miss Seller, I want 3 weeks to do everything I want to do in your home when it comes to inspections to really figure out if this is what I want. And if I back out during this time, then you get to keep that money. If I go through and close, then you give me that plus my deposit back, but that goes towards your closing costs. But that's money that you have to have up front in hand. Then once you go into contract and you have this money, you've given your deposit, you've given a potential fee, and all this is negotiable. It is something that we do to be competitive. Once you've given that, you have to do different inspections. Well, you don't have to, but you probably want to. You want to get a home inspection. You want to make sure there's no underlying deficiencies within a home. Maybe you're buying in the country, so you want a well and septic because you want to make sure there's nothing backing up in that area because you don't want nothing to happen to your drinking water. Maybe you're doing a survey because it's really unclear which parts of the land is yours. What each one of those inspections and surveys, that costs money. But what if you don't close? You still have to pay those people. In contracts, a lot of times you hear where people ask for closing costs from the seller, but the seller may come back and say, no, I don't want to pay for it. So you need to have your money for closing. And that's usually about 2, 3, maybe 4%. You know, that's kind of what I used to tell when I was in real estate full time. I would tell them you probably want to have at least 3% of whatever the cost of the house that you're looking for in the bank so that you have that money just to be able to use. So you want to start saving. If you're trying to buy a home, it is time for you to save your money. And then the next thing, have you looked at your credit score lately? Credit is very important. And the thing that nobody wants to talk about, the better your credit is, the better your interest rate is going to be. Basically, the bank is saying, based on your past credit history and the number that presents itself, because that's based on your ability to pay your bills and among other things. And let me put this disclaimer here. I am not a lender, never worked for a bank. So you would need to talk to your lender, and I'm putting that out there. You want to talk to your lender further. I'm only giving you the bare basic details. But they're going to be looking at all of this stuff over here. And looking at that is going to determine how much money they want to give you based on what based on your credit history and loan to you. So you want to make sure that you're working on your credit and that you are familiar with your credit and that you are actively talking to a lender. I always tell people, if you want to go ahead and purchase a home, if that is really what you want to do, you need to go and start talking to a lender today. If you have any questions on some good lenders, I have 3 really good lenders that I know, depending on what area you're in, and I am so happy to share that information with you. Even for Sam and I am still doing things to constantly improve my credit. You can never stop improving your credit unless you are at that 850, 860, I don't know, whatever the perfect credit score is. But you always want to be improving that credit score, because even from now to the time we close on our home, if we improve our credit score, then our interest rate is going to be lower. So those are just my 2 tips that I want to give you for today, that if you know that you're looking to buy a home or purchase a home here in the near future, that you want to make sure that you're looking into. Before I end this, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. If you like these type of videos, make sure to give this a thumbs up. If you have any more questions or other topics you want me to discuss, make sure to leave a comment or send me a message on Instagram, okay? All right, you guys, it is always great talking to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.